So welcome to another tech video. So today we're going to be looking at how to set up OBS Studio from scratch. So this is the latest version that's we've just downloaded. We're going to run through the initial steps for being able to record your screen, capture your audio, and then record it to a file on your PC so you can use that, or you can stream it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to run through the very basics. So we're going to open up OBS Studio. As you can see, we've got absolutely nothing configured. And what we want to do is we want to capture our screen. So to do that, we're going to be using a scene, and we're going to be using scene 1. And we're going to say we want to capture the screen. So we're going to click on Add, and then we're going to go to Display Capture. And this is going to capture everything on the window. As you can see here, because we've got OBS Studio running, you get a tunnel effect. There's nothing you can do about that at the moment, but when you're actually using your setup, then you'll be able to move your OBS Studio off the main screen and be able to capture it. So we're going to say OK to that. So the next thing, that is captured the display. So once you've got your display capture set up, the next thing we want to do is we actually want to go in and we want to capture the audio from that display. And as you can see here, we've got the audio mixer with only the microphone set up, and in actual fact the microphone isn't capturing anything. So what you're going to do to capture the display audio, so this determines or this is based on the fact that what we've got is an HDMI monitor, and we're capturing the audio is coming from the screen and it's being output via that monitor. So we're going to go into settings and we're going to go to audio, and first we'll disable that. We're going to go into the desktop audio and we're going to select our screen like that, and then we're going to apply that. And then what we've got to do is we've got to exit Studio because it doesn't pick it up straight away. And we can see now here that it's set to desktop audio. And what we want to do is we want to come down to advanced audio properties. We want to set this to monitor and output. So now let's see if we've got sound playing. I've got 3 screens, so we might not be able to capture all of it. So let's have a listen. That one will do.
The Pertec Fluid Power Glove,
and there
essential
you can see
safety
that we're now
protection
the
you can't get anywhere
from
else.
the video
Pertec is proud to provide you with the only PPE
levels,
garment
so
available today that offers protection against fluid injection and other hand injuries. Pertec's Fluid Power Glove is vital personal protection equipment for those who work on and around equipment powered by hydraulics and other high-pressure systems.
So now we know that we're capturing our audio, so we're capturing the display, what you see on the screen, and we're capturing everything that's coming out the speakers on that audio as well. So we're capturing the audio channel. So that's that bit done. The next thing that we want to do is, if you want to add a camera feed into that, then we can go in here and you can select video capture device. And then you'll be able to select whichever screen you want. That's me there. So we're going to capture that. We're going to say OK to that. So now we are capturing, as you can see, the background OBS or the desktop, and we're also capturing the video. So the next thing that we want to do is, because you probably can't hear this, is we want to capture an audio feed. So we're going to go into here and we're going to add an audio input capture, and we're going to go in here and we're going to select whichever microphone that you're using. So in our instance, I am using a Blue Snowball, so we'll see if that's going to capture that. Input audio capture, so that's not visible here yet, so we're going to exit. We're going to go back in to see if that's appeared now, which it has. And as you can see here, we're now capturing the audio, but again, you're not going to be able to hear this until we go in. We're going to go into advanced audio options, and we're going to say monitor and output. Okay, so You'll get quite a lot of noise from this microphone because my PC is quite noisy. So now we're capturing the microphone output. We're also capturing our desktop audio, but there's nothing going on there, so that's fine. So now we've got our desktop background, we've got our video feed, and we've got our microphone audio. So what we can do now is we're now going to be able to go in and we can do something like we can capture a window. So let's open up this. So what I've done is I've opened up a browser window, and now I've moved that off screen, and now I'm going to capture that. So we want to go in and we want to say we want to use, rather than a display capture, we now want to use a window capture. And we're going to select our window capture, which is off on my second screen, and we're going to say we're going to add the browser, web browser, which is running on the other window. So we're going to say OK to that, and then we can reduce the size of it. We can move that down here if we want to. So now what we've got here is we've got our window capture, which is capturing OBS. We've got our input capture, which is our microphone, which is our snowball, and we've got our video capture, which is our webcam, and we've got our display capture, which is the main screen. So if I now move and do something on the browser window on my other screen, I'm going to go to the register. So when we click that, you'll see that refresh. We can obviously we can make that bigger by coming onto OBS Studio here, left clicking and holding, and then you can drag that up so you can make it as big or as small as you want. Now if you want to resize it, when you do that, it's going to do it in proportion. So what you want to do is, if you just want to squash it or crop it in, you want to use your Alt key. So press and hold the Alt key, and then you can move and crop your image size. So for instance, if I only wanted this one picture here, I can crop this by holding my Alt key down and dragging it, and again on the top and on the bottom. We want to capture that whole story, but then you can make that whole story bigger like that. So actually what we've got there is we're capturing the whole window, but we've cropped it in just to look at the one article story. And if we go back to our browser and we scroll, you'll see that this actually vanishes. It'll scroll just that one window capture. So that's how you do that. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to show you how you can record all of this. So on OBS you can just simply click on the start recording button, but if you want to check your settings, you want to go into your settings option, and when you go to output, you can see here the recording options. At the moment it's going to save it into our videos directory on our PC, and we can say medium file size, which is high quality, or you want to go for potentially indistinguishable quality, which is a large file size. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to change our recording format from MKV. We're going to do that as an MP4. Okay, so as it's saying here, if you want to record all of the tracks separately, then you need to do MKV, but we don't need to do that. We're gonna run with it with an MP4, and the hardware encoder that we're going to be using, you can either use software or hardware. We always recommend using the hardware encoder, and then we're going to apply that. So now if we go in and we go into our start recording option, that should now be recording and outputting it to our directory. Not sure how big a file size it's going to be, but if we open up our File Explorer and we go to our videos directory, you'll be able to see that it's recording down here. And then if I now stop the recording, we can go back in here and we can have a look at just how big the file size is. So here's our recording. If we do go to properties and then go to details, and we can see it's HD quality. This is the bit rate, and we'll be able to see. So that's 36 meg, so that wasn't too big for a file size like that. So now if we play it, that should now be recording and outputting it to our directory. Not sure how big a file size it's going to be, but if we open up our File Explorer and we go to our videos directory, you'll be able to see that it's recorded. So there you can see the video. Let's have a look at the screen size output. Let's go back into settings and go back into video, and you can see here that the output size is HD and it's recording at 60 frames a second. You can obviously change that to a lower frame rate if you want. So that is our whole screen. Let's just check the output. If you want to go to advanced to change any of the settings, you can do so here, recording. So this is our bit rate here, maximum quality. It's using our GPU. Recording format, so I'm going to set that to default of that. And it's using our NVIDIA graphics card. And let's have a look to rescale that output to 1920 by 1080 to see what that makes a difference. So again, let's do another recording, and we're going to let this one play. So you can see on our screen that we're capturing the whole output there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording now. We're going to have a quick look to make sure that that's captured the whole screen size. Okay, so this is the one we want, so let's have a look at that. That should now be recording and outputting. So you can see that it's captured the whole screen, which is what we wanted, which is great. Let's go back and check our other one to make sure that that had also captured the whole screen, which it had. The reason this image looks bigger here is because obviously it's in the window itself. It's actually overlaid our recording on the top. Quick look to make sure that that's captured the. And as you can see here, it's just gone off the screen. So if we close that down and we move our video, you can see that we're actually moving our video into the middle. And I'm going to make this video smaller now, like that. I'm going to put that down there in the corner, and then we can do another recording. Actually, before we do that, we want to any changes that you do in here. What you want to do is you can click on transition or cut. So fade will fade the image over to the right, as you've seen there. So now we've got our image down the bottom there, and if you just want to do a straight cut, then you can do that. So if I move my image back up here and we just do a straight cut, that will move it instantly. I quite like the soft transitions by using the fade like that. So let's now start recording, and we can move our next image up there. So this is the recording, and we can do a fade. So that should be outputting what we've got now to our file, which it is. And then if I move something else on the scene one, and again we can cut over to there, we've got the ability to do that. Now let me explain the scenes. So scene one has captured all of this stuff here, so I could create another scene and build up the same, and then switch between the different scenes by clicking on them, and that will show you the preview in this area here. So you can then switch between the scenes, so you can program each scene up separately and then be able to switch to them seamlessly. So let's stop our recording, and let's go back and show you the quality of that recording. So we want the third one. This is the one. So let's play this. So let's now start recording. and we can move our next image up there. So this is the recording, and we can do the reason this image here looks slightly blurry is because obviously that's down to the website, and we've actually cropped in to make it enormous. If I move something else on the scene 1, and again we can cut over to there, we've got the ability to do that. Now let me explain the scenes. So scene 1 has captured all of this stuff here, so I could create another scene and build up the same, and then switch between the different scenes by clicking on them, and that will show you the preview. So let's close that. So you've got the you get the idea generally. If you've got any questions, leave us a comment below, and we will always try and get back to you, always try and answer what your questions. So if you want to find out a bit more about OBS and what you can do in terms of building up the scenes, then we'll continue to provide additional tuitions on that. Just like to say thanks for watching.